So who's your customer?
The developer entrepreneur really is the person who's like, I've got this great idea, I see all the promise that decentralized applications, that crypto tokens, that assets on a decentralized ledger represent, what they're going to disrupt, and I see an opportunity for me to build a new business in that area. And that's who we want to attract to our platform to go ahead and build their dream, go ahead and build their next company.
And what's the roadmap here? Are there any other problems you want to solve that nobody else is solving?
Yeah, there's quite a few things that we think can be done better. The main one really has been scalability to start off with, because once you have that, then you can think about everything else. We think that volatility of tokens is an issue. It's a real barrier to entry for people to be able to use it, and we've been working with a number of theories around the quantitative theory, or the quantity theory of money, and how you could create a low volatility token. I don't like the word stable coin, because stable coins are really like often break, but a low volatility token. We think that access for people to be able to spend it in real shops is a really important one. So we've developed a decentralized debit card that works with a crypto payment rail rather than needing Visa or MasterCard. And we think that's really interesting for being able to, anyone just be able to, oh, I can just spend my crypto. And that makes things easier for people to use it in everyday scenarios. We think that the rating or the ranking of a token on a network is a problem. So if I create an ERC20 token, right? So let's call it Piers coin. And I've got some Piers coin and I want to send it to you. On Ethereum, I still need Ether to be able to pay the gas fee, to be able to send you the token. So as a customer, my onboarding is I need to onboard you both to my Piers token, which you may want, but I've also got to explain to you Ether so that you can then send that around to people, which we think is actually a barrier for people to be able to forget about the protocol and just use the network in the way that they want it for the developers. So one of the things that we're building into Radix is a decentralized exchange protocol, right? So that allows you to post, buy and sell orders for things. And that will create currency pairs, so you can have Piers tokens to RADs, right? So there are buyers and sellers of Piers tokens to RADs. And then what that means is that if you're a validator, someone who is helping to run our network, you may not want to accept Piers tokens, and I accept that. Like, that would be a weird thing maybe. So, but what you can do is you can put some of those Piers tokens in as the fee. That can check against the DEX for the RADs, current RAD thing, and it can pay the validator in the RADs without the customer ever having to think, oh, I also need a secondary token to be able to send this around. And suddenly it becomes a lot smoother for anyone to create any token there to be absolute, like, lower the friction barrier to entry, lower the friction for anything to be exchanged across your network.
And in terms of the debit card that you were talking about, that's obviously a new thing and exciting people, and one of the most real world ways people who maybe aren't involved in the crypto world at all to want to get involved. Have you had much appetite from that? So
it's something that we've demonstrated before, but we haven't really pushed out. Like, so I think that there's going to be a lot more interest now with the whole Wavecrest thing and Visa saying we just will not accept anyone, dealing with crypto. So if you've issued a crypto debit card where you can keep some Bitcoin and then it will exchange into pounds, those were all turned off. Like, Visa just went, nope, not going to have those. So I think that the idea that there is this oligopoly of payment rails that allow real people to spend their real money in shops, preventing people from actually accessing crypto in a way that makes it sort of a normal everyday thing. I think that maybe now there is an opportunity that we can push that out and say, hey, look, here's a developer toolkit. Here's how you can create a decentralized debit card. Here's how it works with everyday point of sale terminal solutions. Go away, develop on it, create whatever you want, and then that will eventually reach critical mass. But that's a very long-term thing. Like, the four-party model for payments is probably one of the most enduring oligopolies in the world today, I'd say. So I don't see that breaking down anytime soon, but it's exciting to be able to offer a technical alternative to it.
And how are you funded?
So we're funded by a consortium of private individuals at the moment. And then we will be doing a funding round when we go live for the platform itself. So we're not doing an ICO, we're not saying give us some money, we're going to deliver you some technology later. We're saying we're going to deliver some technology, and when it's live you can buy some tokens that allow you to use that technology immediately. So I'm not sure what you would call that, but we don't like the word ICO because we don't think that's what it is.
And are you going to be offering any sorts of rewards, incentives for people to buy in early?
Sure, we're still unclear on that yet. Like we're 6 to 9 months away from launch still. So I think that we will get we just want to get the technology a bit more solid, to the point where we can start going, okay, these are real timelines that we can start putting out and offering investment. But yeah, that's not something that we've considered at this stage.